This is a continuation of our lesson on expanding binomial products, and the question is, how do I handle positives and negatives? Negative numbers or negative pronumerals in algebraic expressions can be really tricky and is probably the cause of most errors that students make. So what we need to do here is have a look at an example of a binomial that involves a negative number. And I'm going to show you three ways of thinking about this to try and understand exactly what's happening with these negative numbers. The first idea here is to remember that we have a property in algebra that allows us to break this up into x lots of x minus 6 added to 5 lots of x minus 6. Now if you look at the positive sign, which I've now circled in red, you can see that it matches up. And you've got a pattern there, x plus 5. I've broken that up into x lots of x minus 6 plus 5 lots of x minus 6. So now we could just go ahead and expand those brackets by multiplying through. X times x is x squared. X times minus 6 is negative 6x plus 5 times x, and then we have a positive times a negative. Positive 5 times negative 6 is negative 30, so I'm subtracting 30 on the end. Now I collect like terms and it simplifies to x squared minus x minus 30. So that's one way to do these. A second way is to look at it visually by using a grid. Now it doesn't matter exactly how big I make those rectangles or quadrants, it's just to illustrate. So along the top I write x and plus 5, or a positive 5. And on the other side I write x and a minus 6. So I can think of this binomial in 4 quadrants. The first is x times x. The second quadrant is x times negative 6. The third is x times positive 5, or just x times 5. And the last one is 5 times negative 6. So to get the product, you would simply add all of those together, and that's essentially what we did algebraically previously. The third way to look at this same expression is to use the shortcut algorithm, and I've put that down in the bottom right hand corner on the page, remembering that in general a plus b in brackets multiplied by c plus d in brackets equals a times c plus a times d plus b times c plus b times d. The way that is written uses positive integers, but remember that any one of a, b, c or d could in fact be negative. In our example, x, 5 and the other x are all positive, and then we have a negative 6. We can expand this polynomial by thinking only of addition and then work out whether it's going to be a negative integer from there. So first of all we have x times x, and then we're going to add on x times negative 6. So we're adding on x times negative 6. Thirdly, we're going to add on 5 times x, and then finally we're going to add on 5 times negative 6. And when we multiply those through, x times x is x squared, plus x times negative 6, which is negative 6x, or just minus 6x, plus 5 times x, plus 5x. And finally we add on 5 times negative 6, which is negative 30. So there we've achieved the same result by thinking only of adding together all of those products. But when you add a negative number, it's the same as subtracting a positive number. Now, to really understand this, it would be a good idea to look at maybe a few more examples. One suggestion would be to use the visual grid idea to set up and look at the individual products.